Yo, what's up, guys? So this one is called the industry. This one's called the state of the industry. See, when I start a video, I don't even know what I'm gonna call it. It's really just winging it, man. So I just changed the title real quick. The state of the industry, and where does this video come from? And hopefully you can hear me because I'm using my cordless shit now. And that was a whole thing that fucking. Anyway, so the state of the industry, this is just my opinion on it's just how it hits me, how I view it. This isn't like here's the play by play on exactly what's happening in the industry. It's not that. So, and Zimran asked that question like what do you guys think of the state of the industry? So here's my like full length response, and I said in that tweet, it's bleak, dude. That's what I'm hearing. But I see it as kind of like our grandparents. What do they call them? The Great Depression. I'm gonna see it like that. Like it's kind of like the Great Depression. And if you're in the middle of the Great Depression, and to me it seems like people are panicking and all this kind of shit. It's fucked up. But in the middle of the Great Depression, if you said, "Hey man, everything's gonna be all right," people will be like, "How, dude?" You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like it's like that. I kind of feel like it's the Great Depression of the industry. And I can't imagine being someone who started, I'm chewing gum by the way, I cut my tongue and the gum's just helping like the cut not fucking sting so bad. Fuck, it stings, bro. Um, but I can't imagine coming into the industry right before COVID. And, like, so that's a good solid, what, 4 years of just bullshit, man. And what's a way that I noticed that it was shit got fucked up. If someone's coming to me who's supposed to be the big shot comes to me and says, "Hey, can I borrow $20,000?" That tells me that the industry's fucked. You're coming to me? I thought I was nobody. Why are you coming to me for 20 grand? Is that a lot of money? I think it is. So yeah, from that, from that alone, I know it's probably more fucked up than I'm realizing. And you know, let's go into this bleak. Let's steer into this skid, into this bleakness, man. And I didn't want to do this video because I didn't want to be like depressing. But I do think there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but it might not be as bright as you would like. My sort of view on it. Like, hey, Jason, do you think we're going to get back to where money's just raining from the sky and, agents have expense accounts and I'll pay for, like, everything fucking, let's blow money and all this kind of shit. And like what else? Let me be serious for half a second. Like, do I think it's going to get back to like the Troy Duffy times where someone comes in and is like, I'll buy your script. Yeah, fuck yeah. And I'll also buy you a bar just because you like it. Who gives a fuck? No, I don't think that shit's coming back. I don't think that shit's coming back at all. You know, like the Joe Esterhaas stuff where I wrote on a napkin like this, and I sold it for 3 million. Do I think that's coming back? Fuck no. Why? Because Wall Street stepped in and said, "Fuck all that. You guys don't know how you're spending money correctly." So that's all of that's done. So I think that's the old days. I don't think that's ever coming back. So here's one thing that that I did not know. And I apologize for, doing a channel and talking about shit, talking about the industry. I don't talk about writing, really. Talking about the industry. And by the way, I'm not a writer. That's a whole other video. Like, I'm not a writer. So when people are like, he's a failed writer. No, I'm not. I'm not even a writer. Okay, like that's its own video, probably. But I'm someone who has written, and I'm someone who has gone pretty fucking far for someone who doesn't give a fuck about writing. You know. So if you say I'm a failed writer, that doesn't really. You're a failed writer. They try to sting me with that. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything, dude. Anyway, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, this is what we were having a conversation with just writers and managers and executives and this kind of shit, and just talking about shit, and it was bleak as fuck, dude. Like, if you think my channel is fucking bleak, that conversation, I was like, ugh. You know, I'm just like, this conversation is gonna make, writer hopefuls want to jump off the fucking bridge, man. You know, it was bad. But, hey, Jason, you got any ideas about solutions? Nope, not a single fucking one. Other than, my only thought on solutions is I would get away from these bean counters deciding, I would get away from sort of the venture capitalist crowd, like, deciding what the fuck happens with art. They don't fucking know, dude. They're number crunchers. They don't fucking understand what the fuck we do. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's bizarre. Like, number one, that's part of my point, is I'm not a fucking writer, but I am an artist. You know what I mean? And artists, they always want to know, like, hey man, like, let me see the thing before you create it. I can't do that for you. Okay, dumb fuck. Like, ultimately, if you ever buy art ever, and if you have it commissioned, what you're buying is you have to buy blind. That's it. And some people don't fucking understand. They don't understand how art, doesn't this come off a conveyor belt or something? No, someone has to fucking think of this shit. And I don't know what it is before I think it, before I've thought of it. I can't tell you what the fuck it is. Every artist works like that. What is it before I buy it? I don't know, dude, because I haven't fucking created it before. Do you see what I'm saying? Stupid fuck. Like, how is this hard for you to understand? But doesn't everything come off a conveyor? Amazon just comes. Okay, well, I'm not Amazon, dude. Like, it's bizarre that literally some people, they want, I'm an artist connoisseur, but they don't even know how the fuck art is made. Isn't there a recipe? No, there's not. Someone has to make the recipe. That's what I'm trying to sell you. I make the recipe and I'm selling you that. Okay? I make a recipe out of scratch. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. And then I make the thing and then I sell it to you. Okay? Stupid fuck. But here's something that they said that fucking blew my mind apart. And I, what's ringing? And I knew here's where I'm like, that's bad, man. They said the water bottle tour, all of that is dead. I didn't know that. So I apologize, guys, for not saying that, but I didn't know that. And that's a bad fucking thing on a lot of levels. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like when we're hearing like, they made a deal, this, that, like what? Like you hear like Sam Mendes made a deal for like a 4 picture deal, like, and so that can give an illusion like, oh, the industry's just fine, you know? No, it's not. If that's happening, no, that says something totally different, you know? And by the way, Sherry had a client that did several things for Sam Mendes. That's how I've heard his name pronounced, by the way, Sam Mendes, not Mendes, but whatever. Um, so the point there is it depends on who the fuck you are, you know, like sure, if you're a A-list player, then you know, like kind of like during the Oscars, you know, I don't watch the Oscars. I don't fucking care unless I know someone who's up for like best picture or some shit. Otherwise, I don't care. But I saw this segment of I watched some memoriam segment, obviously, and but you know they cut to Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt's like kicking it, you know, and they cut to like, and I'm not talking shit on any of these people. I'm just saying like, and they cut to like, you know, Julia Roberts or Denzel or you know Oprah or I don't know, you know, whatever these types, you know. I almost said Gwyneth Paltrow. Why can't I think of her name? She was in the wasn't she? She was in the movie that Sherry did. I can't think of her name. Devil Wears Prada. What's her name? I can't think of it. Anyway, so Meryl Streep. Cut to her, you know, this kind of shit. And from that, it almost looks like everything's fine, man. No, it's not, man. Here's what was said in that space when a bunch of people were talking is the water bottle tour is dead. So I'm like, wait a second. I didn't know that. And why did I not know that? Because I've spoken to people over, you know, through COVID and through the strike and this kind of shit. But they're people I already know, you know. And I hadn't gone out for generals since before COVID. Like right before that is kind of when I didn't go on generals and shit. But you know, so my point is, how the fuck would I know that? Because I'm calling people and you know we're talking about this or that or whatever. They have no reason to just, hey, by the way, before you go, let me bring this up out of the blue. Did you know that generals are dead? I'd be like, what the fuck? You know? My thought on that is then how do writers meet people? I mean, this industry, just that industry, let's consider I'm not even in it anymore. Because really, I'm mostly not. How the fuck do they plan to do anything? If you're a writer and you can't meet people, what the fuck? How the fuck are you gonna do anything? You know, and so is that what it is now? Like now it's like you either you sell it or you don't, and if you don't sell it, then we don't need to meet you. Like what the fuck? Like here's why I say that, because I've gone on plenty of generals. However, I've gotten a pass, right? It's a pass for us. And I go in and I meet with them and, you know, shoot the breeze, this type of shit, do the full hour and leave. And I'm in the meeting knowing they passed, right? It's a pass. So I know that. So we're shooting the breeze for like maybe something in the future type of thing, right? And then I leave and then they say, they call my agent as I'm driving back. You know, I've had that happen a few times where I'm getting a call as I'm leaving. I don't know if See, I don't know that part. I don't know. Was that my agent calling them? Like, how to go? I don't know. But my agent's calling me saying on my drive back, like, they want to attach. So I'm like, okay. And so we end up making a deal on that. That wouldn't have happened without the general, or, going to do a general with another producer, for example. Like these opportunities are very hard to come by. So even though I'm only giving a couple examples, they're still very fucking hard to come by. I go do a general, and they're like, I already knew it was a pass. Like, I can't do it. The movie, right? And so, but they're like, I want you to write this other thing for me. I'm gonna call the studio up and tell them to buy that for me, and you're gonna be the writer. What do you think of that? And I'm like, fuck yeah, That never would happen if I didn't have a general. So, and I've made fun of generals, but like honestly, man, like a lot of my relationships that I still reach out to came from generals. Like 10 years ago. So, I mean, how the fuck are writers, like honestly, man, how the fuck are writers supposed to break in at this point? If most of that's gone. I don't get it. To me, it feels like people who don't want to make movies. Like, and that's how I felt when I was in that shit, as a writer, was like, I feel like I'm the only one here who really wants to make a movie. I feel like I'm the only one here who really wants to make a movie. Why does no one want to make a movie? What the fuck are, like, what the fuck is everybody doing, man? Let's go. It felt to me like this. It felt to me like everybody's like, we do, but we want to make sure that every possible problem is figured out before we kind of get into it. So we're gonna need to like super dissect all that because we're scared. And it's like, listen, man, do you guys not know how the fuck art is made? Like, art is a gamble, dude. Okay? Like, what the fuck? It reminds me of this. It reminds me, like, when we went to the fucking mental walls, and no offense against the doctors. I know they were trying to figure shit out, but I'm just saying, there was a fucking earthquake, and all this medical supply shit's coming in, and they're like, let's think of the best way to get it to the people. And all the boats come out with the doctors and shit. Let's think about it. What is it? Like, how are we gonna do this? And like, let's go back to the mainland and let's have a meeting, how are we gonna do it? And then they come back and look at the islands like, how are we gonna do it? But let's go back now and let's think about how. And at a certain point, people are like, listen, here's how you do it. You take the fucking medicine that's right here, right now, and you just go fucking take it there. That's it. Okay? Like, we're done with this shit. We're done with this fucking bullshit. And that's what happened. People just took the medicine to the people, said, here's the medicine, fucking take it. You're gonna die. There's people dying right now because you guys can't figure out what the fuck you want to do. Dumb fucks. Okay? Like, this is what Hollywood reminds me of. Just like, dude, just do it. What the fuck are we waiting for? So that's my thought on the industry. And this video could be an hour, no fucking problem. No fucking problem. And see, because I'm thinking about, that goes into like, people have said to me like, you should be a manager, man. And I thought about it seriously. I told my lady, like, I think I'm gonna pull the trigger. And I told Sherry that as well. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger, and why? Because when I heard about, see, I didn't know there was so many fucking scammers and shit on out there. I knew they were out there, but I didn't know how many there were. You know, so I was like, what time am I at, by the way? So I was like, so I learned that coming onto Twitter, like, holy fuck, it's just a fucking minefield out there for writers. So I'm like, you know, maybe I should become a manager, and I've already been a manager, by the way. Some people like kind of think like, no, you haven't. Like that's a lie or something. It's on my fucking taxes, dude. Dumb fuck. Okay, so if you pay taxes as a manager, the government considers you that you've been a manager, no matter what the fuck anybody else says. Okay, so I've already done it. And do I seem like someone who doesn't have a fucking opinion? Come on, man. But I saw that shit going down, and I'm like, I think I could, you know, help these writers. Like, you know, here's what I thought. I could be a better manager to some of these writers than no manager. You know what I'm saying? I've been through this shit. I've been through meetings as a writer sitting in the fucking chair. There's plenty of managers who've never sat in a fucking chair and written a thing and then gone in and done the fucking meetings. You know, sidebar, none of my fucking, no one who's represented me has been in a meeting of mine. You know, except for Sherry. Sherry went to HBO. That's it. My other shit, it's me. I'm there. I sit in the chair. I fucking do the meeting. You know, this kind of shit. I tell them. You know, I deal with how the script is gonna. You know, the problems and all this kind of bullshit. Like, they're not there. You know, so I've been there. So, you know, so I figured, you know, hey man, like, I've been there. I've been in the fucking chair writing this fucking thing. I've been in meetings, this kind of shit. I've sold something. I've sold something for someone else. So, you know, like, I think I'd be a reasonable manager, solo, hanging my own shingle without Sherry. So that's why I thought of that. But I realized, man, I can't. Why? Because there's no money in it, man. That's why. Because there's no fucking money in it, and not that I see. I feel like I'm going long at this point, so I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon. But that's why. Oh, you gave up? No, I wised up. I wised up and realized, for me, for my happiness, you know, that's not gonna give me happiness. Like you know, representing someone, and it's. I know there's a lot of writers that don't think about that. That like, oh, I'm signed. Hey guys, I'm signed. But they don't think about, like, I wonder how much my fucking manager makes. I have no idea. How do they do that? How do they get paid? Like, as if they're all salaried, and they're not. You know, I can, like, for example, I'm not trying to shit on managers, but I'm just saying to close on a scale deal, which today is fucking hard as fuck. I'm not putting managers down. That's hard as fuck to close on that shit nowadays. Scale. You know, I used to know people that would make fucking 500, 600 grand a script and considered just like mid levels. You know, they're doing all right. You know, this kind of shit back when money was crazy. And doing a couple deals a year, you know? Like, those days are fucking gone. So whatever, you do a scale deal, and then, I mean, come on, you're getting less than $10,000. Like, I can sell a piece of art where it, you know, I don't give a fuck. And here's that statement. I don't need to impress someone who I don't respect. You know, you need to go be a manager, or I don't respect you. Cool. I already don't respect you, so I don't owe you a fucking thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, but the thing there too is, like, when you think it, when, like, so whatever. So I sell a script, fine. I hang my shingle. You know, I start selling. I sell a script. It makes the trades. Oh, he really did manage. You know, Now it's only his name. Okay, how much should I fucking make on that? I'm making below 10 grand, dude. And did I have fun making that deal? No, because I dealt with a bunch of fucking idiots the whole time. Where I can go off over here and create a piece of art. And literally, like, it's kind of the dream, dude. Like, I don't have people over my shoulder yelling and whatever stupid shit. Like, you want to buy this? Cool. If you don't, then great. Don't go somewhere else, you know. And is any of this shit necessary? No, it's not. But people want art. And that's the difference too, is that's something I realized too, like deep diving, thinking of this shit, you know, like the world doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. We're at war, all this kind of bullshit. The world doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. I'm an expert. Well, the world's dying and everybody, you know, it's a fucking mess, man. So at a certain, you get to a certain age where just like, there are people out there that don't know how to fucking manage their lives, man. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. If we're gonna deep dive it, that don't know how to manage their own fucking life, to manage their own happiness, to be happy. This kind of shit, like, it's primitive, dude. I could do a video on that and just go all the way that way. And I'll get into all that shit, how people, you know. So, for me, like, being a manager is not gonna fucking make me happy. Being an artist makes me happy. And the irony is there's no one, I don't have to deal with a studio. You know what I mean? Like, I just go direct to people. And think about it this way too. Like, see, this video could be a fucking hour, no problem. Think about it this way too. Imagine I have a screenplay, right? I have a screenplay, I have a piece of art that I made. And it's just boots on the ground. Go sell it. You know, and some people are like, but I need a structured thing to sell something. No, you don't. I need to be like part of the industry or something to sell. No, you don't. Like, I need a degree. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Cool, you have your fucking degree. So what? Now what? I have a degree. Now they think that now I feel safe. I have a degree. Now I feel safe. And it's like, that degree doesn't mean a fucking thing. As far as if you're going to be happy. It doesn't mean a fucking thing about if you're going to be sort of, not even rich, but comfortable, money-wise. It doesn't mean shit about that. And it doesn't mean anything about, like, your happiness. Not really. It's just a piece of fucking paper. When it comes down to it. For example, I'm dropping OG shit right here, in my opinion. For example, you want to be a fucking entrepreneur? What school do you go to do that? There isn't one. So you just go do it. This is what I'm talking about. This is what Hollywood is afraid of. They're afraid to be an entrepreneur. Why the fuck are they in the business then? I don't get it. Go do something else. They should have gone and worked at a 9 to 5 where they come in, they just punch a clock, do the thing, you know, the whistle blows at the end of the day, and then at the end of their life, they collect a pension, you know, and they get the little gold watch, a little gold pen, and then now you sit in the rocking chair and just kind of, you know, fall apart, and then you die. You know, work, live, die, repeat. You know what I mean? Like, is that what the fuck you want your life to be? Or do you want it to be what you want it to be? I'm just asking you, man. Because, you know, if you're waiting for other people to determine if you're fucking happy, this is where I'm going. Why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? Like, no one can fucking give that to you except for fucking you, man. You know, anybody remember in a past video I said, you gotta be the fucking leader of your ship, because no one gives a fuck about who the leader of the boat is more than you. No one cares if you're happy more than you. Nobody. Well, I'm gonna wait around because I need permission from them to do this or that or whatever. I need permission to be happy and this kind of shit. This is really what the fuck I'm talking about. Underneath all this industry shit and all that kind of shit, what I'm talking about is your fucking happiness. Well, I need a certain amount of money to be happy. No, you don't. You have an apple. Let's say you're homeless. You have an apple, and a billionaire has an apple. You both bite into the apple. Who likes the apple more? Who? It's the fucking same, dude. You know? But then you're like, but the billionaire can afford a trillion apples. Okay, technically. You're right, technically. When the fuck are they going to eat those apples? They don't have enough time to eat those apples. Most of those billions of apples will rot before they can even get to them. Do you see my point there? It's like you only need to make it to a certain point before before it becomes a reverse. What is there a word for that? Reverse exponential. You know, you make it to a certain dollar amount, and anything beyond that's kind of irrelevant. You know, for example, like a billionaire is like, I have a jet plane. I own a jet. Do you want to 10x like me and be a winner or a loser like this person over here? And you're like, bro, I'm on a jet too. You're going the same speed. You take off at the same time. Shh, in the same jet, same style of jet. You're going the same speed. What's up? And he's like, I own it, bro. You're renting it. And you're like, I don't give a fuck, man, because I'm gonna end up at the airport at the same time as you, stupid fuck. You know? And then once we land, boom, we get in there. Fuck, I'll go as long as I want in this video. Who cares? Then when we land, I'm at the same resort as you, dumb fuck. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm front row too. But you're not a billionaire, guy. Don't you want a 10x? No, because I'm already living that life, dumb fuck. I do like fancy shit, don't get me wrong. I'm a bit bougie, but I'm living the same life as you, essentially. You know? You're nobody unless you 10x, and then you like go to the restaurant. You're like, okay, cool, my table's ready. You're sitting right. Hey, what's up? Hey, I saw you over at the pool. What's up? You having a good time? Right on. You're living the same fucking life, basically. At a certain point, money doesn't fucking matter, dude. And I've heard people say this kind of bullshit, like in my Lenny Kravitz tweet. I can't do that because I'm not rich. That doesn't mean a fucking thing, dude. 90 doesn't, whatever. Pick any dollar amount. 1 million, if you got 1 million versus 5 million to 90 million, you're in the same fucking places. What's the difference in what you're doing in your life? Nothing, really. Well, I'm meeting billionaires. I've met billionaires too, and I'm not a billionaire. So who gives a fuck? By the way, I know billionaires who are fucking drug addicts and miserable. Okay, so don't come at me with that bullshit. I have turned a little bit off of the industry at this point, but I'm saying, to me, this is positive. I think some people are like, what the fuck? Are you just going in? I see this as positive because I'm saying you don't need to be rich in order to have a fucking life that you're happy about. That's my fucking point here. I know people that are worth 100 million, 200 million, more than Lenny Kravitz, dude. And it just depends on if they're happy or not. Like at a certain point, the toys don't fucking matter anymore. Like at a certain point, you gotta be like, and I've seen them. I'm not to that level, but I've seen them be like, I could literally, bro, I could buy whatever fucking car I want. Ferrari, Lambo, like I could buy 10 of them, no problem. So that's not gonna make me happy. So, Hanging out makes me happy. Hanging out with the homeboys and clowning around makes me happy. This kind of shit. Or hanging with my wife, you know, hanging with the kids. This kind of shit. That makes me happy. That's all that fucking matters, man. You know, money doesn't fucking matter. After a certain point, it doesn't matter. So to me, that's the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? Like, I could keep going on for another fucking half hour. No fucking problem. But the light at the end of the tunnel is you can find happiness right now, man. You don't need a fucking Oscar. The Oscar's not gonna make you happy. Oh, I have an Oscar. Who gives a fuck? An hour after that, a day after that, you'd be like, I don't super give a fuck about it. That's why people make jokes. Like, I put it on the front of my car. Who cares? I use it as a, literally, isn't it Gwyneth Paltrow? Like, yeah, it's my doorstop. Because they're like, that's not gonna make me happy, dude. That thing is not even worth anything. It's worth $1. If I sell it back to them, it's literally, factually worth $1. So let me try to figure out how to be happy without any of this shit. Let me do what I love to do. If you fucking find that, I love what I do, you know, waking up every morning. And that's really what I thought about over COVID. I need to figure out, like, what do I love, man? What do I fucking love? Like, and I'm thinking about this shit, and I'm creating art, and I'm like, what do I love? Like, should I be a manager? Like, I think I'd be good, man, you know, and I think I could help some people. And I'm like, what I love to do? But I'm sitting here creating art, you know, I'm like, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing what I love to do right fucking now. Let me go do that. So that's the light at the end of the tunnel. You can be rich other ways if that's your thing. And also, at a certain point, you fall off that cliff of like any more money is not going to make you happier. Like you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want to do. So once you get to that point, I can pretty much basically do whatever the fuck I want to do. Anything beyond that is irrelevant, mostly. So I get it. If people want to get to that point and they want to get to the point of I love what I do. I wake up, I'm fucking stoked, man. You know, and people around me are living their best lives too. I get, like, to me, that is a fucking dream. Not awards, not fucking whatever, that shit. So anyway, that's my thought. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The industry is fucking bullshit, but I think there's a huge light at the end of the tunnel in terms of what your life can be. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to do that or not. Or if you want to sit back and complain. Or if you want to be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna live my best life because I only got one shot at this. Listen, I'm not religious, bro. You know, even though I was baptized on TV, let me go for 2 more seconds. Even though I was baptized on TV, that was my first experience on TV. Baptized on TV by Robert Schuller, Crystal Cathedral, and the producers like, stand here, kid, and like feel emotions and all this kind of shit. I'll tell that story better some other time. Anyway, live into your own light, man. That's all I'm saying, man. And when people say that kind of shit, it's not bullshit. You know. So, later. Good luck.